All right, I think we're live.
Are we?
Hey, we are officially, ladies and gentlemen, in the Jackman Radio brand new studio. What do you guys think?
Pretty excited.
What do you think out there? 10 years, here we are. We got a studio. I never gave up, Adrian. You know, I got those turtles, and Apollo Creed beat me to a bloody pulp, and I just wanted to be a podcaster, and I never stopped.
It's real.
But hey, here we are, 2026. Over 10 years later, InfoWars has moved to New Hampshire. Everybody, that is the big news. We are having 18-hour days for InfoWars, and we're going to be broadcasting from a mountaintop in New Hampshire. No, that's not the news. What's the news, Eric?
Well, yeah, the big news is we're finally in our own studio space. We've been doing this podcast 10 years, and it's gone through many phases and iterations and stages, and we took some breaks because of losing loved ones and moving,
financial stuff,
everything. Yeah, just
life.
Yeah, life. Anything that can happen over the course of your life in 10 years. And now I really feel like we found a home.
Yeah,
we have somewhere that is really peaceful and just conducive to doing a podcast.
It's a true free speech zone, I think.
Yeah, it is.
We have a friend who helped us with this space. We are indebted to him. He knows who he is. And without friends like him and friends like you guys and viewers, we really wouldn't be able to do this. As you know, this all costs money, and it's really been out of our pocket, an endeavor of passion. So
yeah,
passion project. But, we got this going now. Who knows, 2026 where we could go from here. So
yeah, definitely.
It's a great start to the year.
Yeah. We want to do like what we did in 2020, where we interviewed as many as the presidential candidates and their surrogates and other interesting people that would come through New Hampshire for the podcast. So we already have some coals in the fire with some people connected to potential campaigns. So we have those conversations going, and I'm confident we'll get some of them to come here and sit down with us. And
imagine Gavin Newsom in here. Could we fit his head?
We could get Newsom in here with all that hairspray. Just we got to watch it with the flammables, because if it catches fire, you could have something like Switzerland, only worse. Okay, it'll be like Switzerland and Hindenburg.
Dude, there's been a lot popping off. Just I feel like even it's 9 days into the year. What's the meme? That was a long.
It's a long.
2026 is just that was a long year.
That was a long year.
Like the first week.
Yeah,
we had Venezuela. Let's just start with Venezuela, dude. What do you?
Well, you mentioned hold on, before we get to anything, paying for the podcast.
Oh yes,
plug in the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jackman Radio. So if you want to support us, and to our patrons who do support us already, we really appreciate it, and we love you.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Thank you for hanging in there with us and supporting us, and being so gracious and generous. But yeah, if you do like this podcast and you want to see us keep going with this and expanding and bringing more guests, it's patreon.com/Jackman Radio. And if that's not your bag, we're on Venmo, and my handle on Venmo is Senator Jackman 86, and you're on there, Mike.
Yes, and my Venmo handle is Mike Jackman 1986. And what we want to do going forward, if you do have a chat or a question or a comment, and you want to hear us read it and see us read it out loud, go ahead and Venmo one of us any amount you want, and we'll read it. If it's extra spicy, definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the best way to support us, and we're going to really try to be more deliberate about that.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any advertisements. Nope. We don't talk to any corporations.
Never done an ad read. Haven't sold you dick pills, green powder. If you're a midget, pills that make you taller.
Right.
Anything that grifters will sell you. We haven't gone down that.
Not that we don't support midgets. I mean, we
yeah.
Whenever a production company or a film or a genre has run out of ideas, they will inevitably bring in a midget.
Yeah. Yeah,
we haven't done that yet, but we're close. I mean,
we haven't. But if there is a midget guild that's well funded and likes this sort of thing, we'll take your money. But yeah, my overriding point is independent media is crucial, and there's so much noise out there and bullshit, and people always fight. Where does their money come from? Who's paying them? Who are they on the take from? Who's paying them to say certain things? And what we say in this podcast, it comes right out of our skull. It comes right from our skull, out of our mouth.
Out of your big brain.
Yeah, my big brain. And we are funding and our patrons. And then that's it. So
and Mary Madelson, but
yeah, there is that trip to Vegas I did with Mary Madelson. We were at Chatham House Rules, me, her, and BB. It was scary. It was very scary. But yeah, happy to be here, man. This is great, Mike. This is
it's a dream come
exciting
true, man.
and a long time coming.
It really is, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And, we got our beautiful sign manufactured right here, handmade in the state of New Hampshire. I forget the fellow or the company. It was a few years ago.
He was just an independent guy who did that kind of thing, and I found him online, and we got in touch and told him what I was looking for, and he whipped it right up for us.
And this beautiful American flag is from our friend Brian. Thank you, Brian, for making that for our birthday and hanging it here in the studio. I think it looks great, and we are still America, right? We're still Americans.
Yep, that flag.
Even though we have a new country, maybe potentially another new country, so a lot to cover about that.
Greenland and Venezuela is being folded into our portfolio.
Dude, Venezuela, man, like it's not a ground war of 300,000 or 400,000 troops, but we did depose a leader and his wife. We black bagged the wife too.
Yeah, the wife came.
I mean, she is a bit of a black bagger. I mean, really, she's a 7 as long as you got a anti-terror burlap bag on her head. She's probably
she's part of the package. Yeah, dude, that was shocking. That morning, I got up to go to the bathroom. It was probably 4 a.m, and my phone, I had a bunch of text messages, which isn't totally out of the. It's not totally weird because we get friends who live all over the world, and they just text us at weird times,
all hours.
And I'm like, boy, this looks weird. So I looked at it, and it said, "Holy shit!" One of my friends wrote in all caps, "Holy shit! Trump just kidnapped Maduro and his wife out of Venezuela, and they're in New York now." And I said, "There's no way that that's real." And I opened up Instagram, and of course it's real. Every MAGA account I follow, or every influencer who's MAGA adjacent, they're all over it, dude. And it was just like something out of the Running Man or the Hunger Games, or I don't know what, dude. It was very disorienting, and I couldn't believe it at first.
Yeah, because they've been talking about Venezuela since the first term, and wasn't it Elliot Abrams who really was pushing for that?
Was the envoy, and Bolton was sniffing around, and Abrams. So if it was time to do regime change or go in there, would have happened then. And of course, Trump 2.0 got in this time around, and they've been really saber rattling about Venezuela and bombing those boats down there. And Rubio, I think one of the reasons Rubio was picked to be Secretary of State has a lot to do with the vision he had for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he wants the the community down there in Florida, especially the Cuban community, the anti.
He wants Cuba. Yeah, it's like a personal thing for him. And Venezuela, I think, is probably the last state that could be a patron of Cuba and fund them and help them and back them. And now with Maduro and that out of the equation, I think that leaves Cuba even more exposed and even more, susceptible to something like we saw in Venezuela.
It's going to be done. We're going to get it done. It's going to be like Doctors Without Borders. We're going to get in there and bomb the hell out of them. And we're going to send what I would have done with Iraq. I would have taken the oil. That's what the neocons and Bush did. They didn't do. They didn't take the oil. And from some of these documents here, it looks like it's Chevron is currently the only major operating oil company in Venezuela. And U.S. oil majors so far have largely been silent on Trump's push for their participation in rebuilding the country's energy. I mean, you're talking about a pretty massive project in scale here. Like, I wonder, like, is there a plan for after? Like, is there we get Maduro and his out, and his VP still there, or a lot of the government still in place?
Yeah, basically everyone except Maduro, the defense minister, the VP, and I believe her brother is a high-ranking official. So they did the head of the regime, but they didn't do an all-out flush.
And what's funny about like the drug smuggling accusations, like Venezuela in the early 90s, legitimate, the CIA was like involved in drug smuggling with people in Venezuela.
Right.
And Venezuela doesn't have the cocaine. That's Colombia.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think they're doing the heroin. I mean, I think it's an excuse, in my opinion. I think a lot of it is an excuse. Let's see, how it plays out in the trial, but they're putting Maduro in the same place, I think, where Diddy is, where Luigi Mangione is, where El Chapo was. I'd like to see a reality show with all of them in there, like a Suicide Squad, type thing.
That would be good.
Where they're all filming, in the stir or in the commissary, or
That'd
yo,
be a
can I,
good
can I,
reality
yo,
show.
Maduro, can I borrow your toothbrush
Yeah.
with Diddy?
Venezuelan oil. They're titans of oil. There was Diddy with the lube and the baby oil, and there's Maduro with the Texas tea oil, the Venezuela oil. It's unbelievable.
He
But
did a great job with that.
and I guess today the heads of like the biggest oil companies met with the king at the White House. They had a meeting to basically see how they're going to parse it up and who gets what and what. It's dude, it's naked. It's just they're not even.
They didn't even do a false flag.
Remember, it was a scandal when Cheney met with like a bunch of energy execs.
Yeah,
and it was like
before
behind
Iraq and
closed
Afghanistan.
doors, and it was like
Yeah.
people were blushing about it. Now Trump's just like, well, we're going to do like a WWE style. Dana White's going to be there. It's going to be an what's it called? What's that fighting called? MMA fight. And all the heads of the oil companies are going to get in there in tight underwear, and it's going to be like KY wrestling, but it's going to be with crude, Venezuelan crude, buckets of it, and they're going to fight each other to get it.
We're going to bring in Vince McMahon. He's coming back. He's coming from Connecticut with, we have Secretary of Book and Library and School, Linda.
God.
Linda does school. Nobody does school and book and library like Linda.
Yeah, it's unbelievable because one of the reasons I got in with Trump for 24, for obviously to advance RFK, to get in there and to get Gabbard in there, and Vance was shouting about this, was no more of this bullshit.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this shit. We're not going to be the neocons and the Bush administration and what we did in Iraq. And now it's all happening, dude. And it's like warp speed.
But, and then the thing that I saw on the news, though, like Vance and Tulsi have been kind of quiet on this, or I even read that Tulsi wasn't even read in or involved in the meetings.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
Wall Street Journal piece said that she wasn't involved with the planning and it went back to the summer. I don't know. I can't confirm any of that. I don't have any information on the yes or no of that, but just based on my experience with her and with Bobby, I mean, they're not big on this kind of thing. This is not what they're about, but you got to pick your battles, man. You want to stay in power and stay part of the the administration and be in the game. Trump's the boss.
I think it is further going to fracture, though, the MAGA coalition.
Yeah.
And that was obviously part of what we wanted to discuss tonight, because it's been kind of crazy the last year, just seeing the different factions on Israel and on what's going on with Gaza, the genocide in Gaza, and seeing these young alpacas at the Turning Point USA events, with the bushy hair, the broccoloids. Are asking JD Vance about it. And
family.
They're asking Eric and Don Jr., I think, about it. I think Eric was asked about it, and he just kind of looked like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
But, I think they better get used to that, man. I think the alpacas are based. I mean, they know about the USS Liberty.
Yeah.
That's very encouraging.
It is.
That's really encouraging to see that. So,
yeah, props to the alpacas / broccoloids.
Yeah, broccoloids. And our cousin had another name for them. Broccoli heads, maybe?
Yeah, broccoli heads.
So sometimes you can't even see the eyes, right?
Yeah. Like a baby alpaca finding its feet, its footing.
I mean, we had the mushroom cuts.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, so those were fashionable then. So, but, there's a lot of things. Excuse me, Rand. There's a lot of things I could say about your hair and your appearance, but I've been very nice, and I haven't said that. And Rand's just like,
yeah, wow.
He's like Constitution, liberty.
Donald Trump's not going to insult his way to the White House. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Pretty soon, Rand, you're at 1%. Pretty soon, you're going to be off the stage.
Be off the stage.
Yeah, Rand and Massey talking about needing congressional approval. It's like, well, I think that's a moot point at this point, man.
It's quaint going to Congress for war powers, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a war. It's a police action. That's what little Marco's saying.
And some in the the greater MAGA movement are trying to say that it's a police action and it's not total. It's not a ground invasion. It's not total regime change, even though it really is kind of regime change. I mean, there's unintended consequences. That
going in and kidnapping the leader of a country in the middle of the night with his wife and bringing him to New York. Yeah.
So more on that. I guess Trump was going to do a follow-up attack. There was going to be a second wave of attacks on Venezuela, and he called off the dogs. He said, because of the cooperation that we've seen, I have canceled the previously expected second wave of attacks, which looks like it will not be needed. However, all ships will stay in place for safety and security purposes. Okay?
Well,
thank you for your attention to this matter.
Didn't they release some prisoners?
I read that. Yeah, there was a prisoner release.
Opposition leaders and activists were released from prison as a goodwill gesture to say, don't attack us again.
Yeah.
So the genie is out of the bottle, or the lamp there, and
out of the oil spigot.
Yeah, God, it's just
This is interesting though. So, you know, like Iraq, a lot of people are going to say, yes, it's just for oil. And, you know, it is pretty naked what Trump has been saying about it. Venezuela is a founding member of the powerful OPEC energy alliance, of course, and it sits on 303 billion barrels of crude oil, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. And that represents around 17% of the world's oil reserves, which I think has the most, Venezuela has the most oil in the world, I'm pretty sure. Next to the Saudis, or
yeah,
they might even eclipse the Saudis.
yeah, I'm not sure.
And but then it says, but it's currently thought to produce less than 1% of global oil output and exports only half of what it makes. But earlier this week, Trump said that Venezuelan authorities would give the U.S. up to 50 million barrels of oil, which will be sold at market prices. So we are going to have gas prices in some places, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5 cents a gallon. And it's going to be like the 50s. You're going to go back to 10-cent hamburgers at McDonald's. And
oh, my God.
those are going to be made out of oil, too. They already are made out of oil, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I know Iran. They're beating the door on Iran. They cut the internet over there, and they're pushing hard, man, to get the Ayatollah out of there. He's already packing up with his people, looking for places to go. That's what Trump was saying.
What's the story with the protests? Is that some kind of AstroTurf thing
I don't know.
being done by Mossad? I read that there was some kind of Mossad AstroTurfing.
You know, man, it's
going on over there.
Probably
it's a mixture.
I think it's a mixture of everything, because
yeah.
If you were a young guy, a relatively young person, like a millennial who's about to turn 40 this year, and all you knew was that regime and just how oppressive and backwards and stupid and archaic a lot of that is, and what they believe and how they run that country, you'd be sick of it.
Yeah, it sucks.
You don't live under that. It does suck. And I'm not naive to think that a total uprising and an overthrow can just be done from within in Iran.
Yeah,
you know, but anytime we've meddled in the affairs over there, boy, it is blown back in our face, mass, just, you know, in spades. When we overthrew Mossadegh in the 50s, and then put in the Shah, and he ran roughshod from the early 50s till 79.
Yeah,
and then they got rid of the Shah, and then they put in what we have now since 79. So it's always a consequence of our meddling, but. You know, it's probably a mix of genuine dissatisfaction and malaise among the people of Iran.
There's a lot of young people in Iran,
young people who just don't want to live like that. And then, of course, our intelligence agencies, it's what they do best. You know, they coup and help overthrow governments and regimes, and then put whatever is in place that is most favorable to corporate interests, the war machine, drugs factor in. You know, there's so many different factors. So
it's kind of how the world works, man. I mean,
yeah.
It's just like competing mafias and cartels all over, and sometimes the interests align.
Yeah,
you know, but you know, we're going to put someone in there who's going to play ball and be our boy until they're not our boy, like
right.
Noriega in Panama in 1989. And
yeah, well, isn't the Shah's son the dude who they want to put in?
They want him to replace.
I'm pretty sure.
He'll modernize.
Yeah, I think he's the dude who went on Bet David last year.
Okay,
he hit some podcasts. He's making the rounds.
That's like MBS being a progressive. I mean, which he kind of is. You know, his beheadings are done with nice edits, and
they're woke.
They're woke beheadings.
Yeah, they're incredible edits.
That's amazing. So
yeah.
So now what we need. It's the color of this bottle. It's not where Lord of the Rings was filmed, but it's Greenland.
Greenland. They're saying Greenland.
Are we going to take Greenland? I mean, I
so.
guess that's on the table at this point.
I think after what happened with Venezuela, the Danes are taking it very serious, Mike.
Yeah.
That Lord Triton, he needs that rare earth. He needs that Arctic passageway, and he needs to really fart in China and Russia's face.
They're going to take it if we don't take it. China or Russia, they're going to get Greenland if we don't take it. So,
God,
someone has to take it. It has to. So I am the chosen one.
Somebody had to do it.
Somebody has to take it. So, a little bit on Greenland. This is from Reuters. U.S. officials have discussed sending lump sum payments to Greenlanders as part of a bid to convince them to secede from Denmark and potentially join the United States, according to 4 sources familiar with the matter. While the exact dollar figure and logistics of any payment are unclear, U.S. officials, including White House aides, have discussed figures ranging from $10,000 to $100,000 per person, said two of the sources who requested anonymity to discuss internal deliberations. The idea of directly paying residents of Greenland, an overseas territory of Denmark, offers one explanation of how the U.S. might attempt to buy the island of 57,000 people, despite authorities' insistence in Copenhagen that Greenland is not for sale.
Jesus.
It is. It's just
Everyone's going to price.
there's a price. Maybe we add another zero, or maybe we send in the cavalry.
That's actually being floated, Mike.
I mean, I think they want to. He wants to try and do it with honey first.
So 60,000 people, if it was 10 grand each.
Yeah, I've got the number here, actually.
Yeah.
I have the cost, and I'll tell you, aides, in the discussion, the aides were entertaining higher values with a 100,000 per person payment, which would result in total payment of almost $6 billion, which is a real possibility.
That's a couple hours in Ukraine.
That's not that. Yeah, $6 billion.
Yeah, that's a few crates of cocaine for Zelensky in Ukraine. $6 billion?
Things are going to be very hard for me. My nostrils will collapse.
Don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. Dude, when him and Vance ambushed.
Have you ever said thank you?
Yeah, did you say thank you to the president?
Have you ever thanked the president?
Yeah, when Vance did the King ambushed Zelensky in the Oval.
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
One of the greatest moments of last year.
The first month of the second term of the King seemed like it was going well, at least optics wise. And then I don't know. So I don't know what happened. Things kind of went off the rails a little bit.
So we're talking about $6 billion?
$6 billion. But the thing is, don't we have a big military base over there? And couldn't we just say under the guise of something that we need to send X amount of troops?
He'll find some lawyers to figure out something, Mike.
Yeah.
And they'll just say, we own it now. It's ours. We own Greenland.
We're going to take it.
It's ours. What are the Danes going to do? What the hell are you going to do?
So, well, this is a quote from Jens Frederick Nielsen, who's one of the who is the Prime Minister of Greenland. Enough is enough. No more fantasies about annexation. I love the word annex. We're going to annex Greenland, as if they're just going to put floats or around it, like the barge from Waterworld.
Yeah,
they're going to put that around there, and they're going to have Dennis Hopper come out in an eye patch, and he's going to be Trump's ambassador to Greenland. So he told that to reporters, and then the King said, "We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security." And Denmark isn't going to be able to do it. It's so strategic. So what do you think the odds are? Do we take Greenland?
Dude, I think we get it by spring.
By spring?
We have it. I mean, it could even be next week, dude.
Now, didn't they send Don Jr. and Charlie Kirk over there? Remember that?
Don
Was it last
Jr.,
year?
Charlie Kirk went, Vance and Usha went, and I think Vance just stayed at our military base they have there. And the commander of that base spoke against it, and they fired her. Remember that?
I don't know if I remember that.
She spoke out and said, "This is what they're doing here is not reflective of us at this base." And it's like, wow, that's a direct, disobeying of one's king. And she was promptly let go, Mike.
I mean, they're not even trying to. They're just flouting norms at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how far it can go off the rails the next 36 months. I mean,
yeah.
What they can dig up. Just the last point on Greenland here. Polls show an overwhelming majority of Greenlanders want independence. Concerns about the economic costs of separating from Denmark, among other issues, have kept most Greenlandic legislators from calling for an independence referendum. Surveys also show most Greenlanders, while open to separating from Denmark, do not want to be part of the U.S.
Right. Yeah, they want to do their own thing, and they shouldn't be under our rule. No, just at my core, I'm disgusted by all this. What we did.
Jokes aside, yeah,
we did in Venezuela is horrific and horrifying. And I've spent the last, my whole adult life and my whole time being a political person raging against this stuff. I had to come of age watching the neocons and Bush do all this all over the Middle East. And it's just, it's incredibly disappointing. It's disheartening.
Yeah.
And it's sad, and it's always it's either you or Reed who said to me, man, you always, no matter who's in there, you always end up with Dick Cheney foreign policy.
No matter who you vote for, you end up with Dick Cheney, and he is smiling from down below in hell.
Yeah.
He is
him and Kissinger.
I'm glad John Bolton is around and not in prison yet and can still see.
He could enjoy it.
He's not going to prison.
No.
Bolton nitpicked a little, but he's loving this. Lindsey Graham's loving this.
Yeah. Grant Lindsay's salivating. He's like, Iran gonna be next. No, Cuba gonna be next.
Me and Mark are gonna go down there and do the cha-cha and the calypso and the merengue down at Havana Nights. We're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna borrow all kinds of oil from P. Diddy. We're just gonna have Cubano sandwiches and smoke cigars and drive in old Fords and have a blast.
Oh,
Lindsay's loving it, dude.
yeah.
Lindsay, he's looking more and more like the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yeah, he is so
as
contorted
time goes on
by how evil and warmongering and how closeted he is. He's a very contorted individual.
And then on that line, we did watch the Diddy documentary on Netflix.
Hell yeah.
We got Netflix back, and the first thing we had to kind of go right to the Diddy.
Yeah, we went right to Diddy. We for Christmas this year, we got a nice big gift. We got was a 55-inch flat screen.
That was a nice surprise.
Really nice gift. And because I don't know, I haven't been into watching stuff so much because I don't know. I just have a couple of podcasts I like to watch and I enjoy. And then as far as movies and binging shows, most of 2025, dude, I didn't do that at all.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of great. I mean, I did my top. I don't have it in front of me, but some of the shows that I really liked. I liked the Karen Reed thing on HBO about the trial.
Yeah,
just when I wanted to watch some dirt and some trash.
Right.
As an OG masshole, we're from Massachusetts originally, so
yeah.
Just seeing the Karen Reed story and kind of how trashy and kind of somebody's lying. She's either lying or the people in the house are lying.
Right.
She might not even know that she backed into him. She may have.
Yeah. Everything was in a blackout rage.
That was such a huge thing. And that ended up being a retrial. And I think she was ultimately found not guilty.
Yeah. She's acquitted and she's free.
I don't think she's opened up her OnlyFans yet, but
well, give it some time.
That's coming. She's doing a crossover with Bonnie Blue, and we're going to have KY Wrestling when Diddy gets out at the White House lawn in 2028 before I leave office, and it's going to be incredible.
They're going to be running people over and running gangbangs together, running trains and running over cops.
But this documentary about Diddy, I mean, 50 doesn't pull any punches about the allegations and, of course, being involved potentially in the assassination of Biggie and Tupac, both assassinations.
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of suspected, but after watching this, and they get the guy who worked with Diddy and Big, so basically, like the one big thing that really sticks out, and I point people to this, Biggie had never done like a big thing over in Europe, and for months, some guy at Bad Boy was working on.
Like a promo tour,
his first big tour, like a media blitz, and maybe do some shows over in Europe. And they interviewed that guy for the documentary, and he said it got to be time to get him over to Europe. And they were, of course, over on the West Coast. And Diddy said, "Nah, Europe's not happening. He's got to stay here and go to a party. Biggie's going to stay here and go to a party. And this is in the backyard of people who are their enemies."
Right, with the Bloods and the Crips going on.
So I mean, that right there, man, just
feels like a setup.
Yeah, just pull at that, man.
And the first studio shooting of Tupac outside of that studio, that was super sus. There's even footage of Diddy like kind of there.
He's there, KY sliming around.
Yeah, he's swanning.
He's swanning. Yeah,
picking up the lube. I'm missing you. Yo, I'm going to kill your friend. I'm going to make your family pay for your end. The funeral, it ain't coming out of my pocket. Look at my locket. Picking up the tracks. Ooh. People died in the gym.
I miss you.
That's kind of how he got his big break. All those innocent people that got crushed to death in that gym.
Oh,
what a dark, evil individual, man. I
just contorted, man.
No doubt bangers. I mean,
yeah, he's tons of bangers.
We grew up with Diddy kind of ripping everybody off, and
right. He got Jimmy Page probably when Jimmy Page owed some people some money.
Yeah, he hadn't done the Allison
Come with me. It's like
Feel my flow. Godzilla, Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin. Sting $1 million a day.
Come with me.
So yeah, there's some interesting stuff in that documentary. It's called The Reckoning. The Reckoning. Yeah. So
no, it's worth watching.
Really good, wholesome family entertainment.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, and 50 Cent Mike was able to get all that footage of that crew following Diddy around in New York in the lead up to his arrest. This is incredible.
Yeah, he got that footage because Diddy never paid the cameraman.
Right.
So 50 figured out who they were and made an offer.
Right.
Any amount. I mean, really, if Diddy didn't pay them, but seeing Diddy walk around the hotel and he's got one dude putting a necklace on him, then another dude's job is to take the necklace off.
Yeah. It's incredible.
I don't know. Hopefully he's got people in prison who are helping him with things like that now. And I think he'll be out in 2028, I think
the comeback's going to be unbelievable.
He'll probably sell out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein will produce a film about it.
Oh, it's just going to be incredible.
Man. Well, another one of our favorites, Mickey Rourke has been in the news this week. And, the last year, his stuff in the news has not been positive. He did the, what was it? The Big Brother?
UK Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did we freeze? Are we good?
We're good. China.
Well, we got something here from Fire Pixie. Let's put up one of these.
We got some chats.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you want to do the chat, please Venmo Mike Jackman 1986 or Eric, what's yours?
Senator Jackman 86.
Well, we love Fire Pixie. Fire Pixie's been a supporter for a long time. Do you think Johnson & Johnson will be able to stay afloat now that Diddy's in jail? That's a great question. I don't know. They'll have to have to get another sponsor.
He kept them going, man. He floated them, dude.
Yeah.
He floated them.
So Mickey.
Yeah, what's going on with Mickey? And Mickey Rourke is Mike's.
He's my favorite actor of all time. I believe he is one of the greatest, if not the greatest actors from the 1980s anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go through some of that after, but basically he was living for the last 10 years out in California in what was it, Hollywood or LA, renting a place, and the original owner sold it to these like Scumpa brothers from New York, and they let the place go. And I got some of the quotes in this article, and Mickey refused to pay the rent, and he accrued like 60 grand
back rent,
and then his team put together a GoFundMe, which he didn't really know what it was. He's the dude's 73 years old. He doesn't have his own bank account. Right. He doesn't really handle his own money. I made a lot of mistakes in my life. I gave a lot of money away. I fought people. I used to get my ass kicked in boxing, and I went to the wrong plastic surgeon 5 times. But so this article says Mickey Rourke did not set up a GoFundMe page to pay the rent. His management team did. After a flurry of press about Oscar nominee Mickey Rourke being evicted recently from his LA rental and a GoFundMe page being set up by his team to help defray an alleged $60,000 in back rent, the actor took to social media and denied any part in the effort. Something's come up that I'm really frustrated, confused, and I don't understand. The 72-year-old begins in a video posted to Instagram. Rourke continues. Somebody set up some kind of foundation or like a fund to donate, and it wasn't to my dogs. It's like charity, and that's not me, okay? If I needed money, I wouldn't ask for no fucking charity. So the wrestler actor who's had his share of ups and downs admits it is embarrassing, but I'm sure I'll get over it like everything else. So the page's author on the GoFundMe was actually his an assistant to his manager, Kimberly Hines, Laya Joelle Jones. She says that she is the assistant to Hines, and Hines has been Mickey's manager for the past 9 years, not 9.5 years.
Right.
Hines tells Deadline that her team did in fact create the page in an act of desperation after the actor was served an eviction notice and had nowhere to go. She said, "We're trying to do the best that we can." So, it sounds like Mickey had some money problems, and
yeah,
he hasn't managed his money the best. He had like a club in the late 80s out in Hollywood.
With his brother, right? Wasn't it a biker bar?
Yeah, there were, free drinks for everybody and all kinds of partying.
A money pit, a hangout place.
He was very generous to a lot of people too, and he lived very lavishly.
Yeah.
He
didn't manage his money right, is what he said.
Our dad would have been like, "What the hell, dude? Why don't you buy a house in New Hampshire for 50 grand back in the 90s? At least you'd have some property."
In the 80s, Rourke was making millions a picture, right?
Probably
at the height of his powers.
Yeah,
he was making millions. Right, you had Wild Orchid, 9.5 Weeks, Diner, Rumblefish,
Angel Heart,
Johnny Handsome.
He only did
Barfly,
Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, because it paid him over $1 million.
Okay, with Don Johnson.
Yeah,
the
coats.
That movie flopped.
With the Baldwin brother, they have the coats with the guns.
Oh, it's incredible.
I need to revisit that one. But Mickey said that he's borrowed money from a really great friend of his, and basically during COVID, he wasn't working, and then they had the strike. So, you know,
Yeah.
he's a working actor for Red Box releases and international releases that are.
He goes and films in Bulgaria.
They cast him as like a general in Bulgaria, but he's somehow wearing like cowboy boots and designer jeans with a silver wig.
Just whatever he wore from the airport.
Yeah, I don't even know what the movie is. I'm filming for like 3 or 4 days, and he's saying now that he wants to get his rate $200,000 a day.
Okay,
I think those days are past, unfortunately. And this is coming from a fan. I love you, Mickey. I think you're worth it, but I you got to get with the right director again. Like Darren Aronofsky with The Wrestler.
For The Wrestler, didn't he forego getting a big payday for that because he just knew the project had real?
Darren comes up to me and he says, "I'm doing this movie, and you have to do everything I say. Listen to me. You can't disrespect me. Oh, and I can't pay you." I said, "Where do I sign?" But no, apparently he was paid cash, and they put it in trash bags. Some of the payment for The Wrestler, and I think it all amounted to like $200,000 or $300,000.
Okay,
and this is back in 2008, at the beginning of the comeback, which led to Expendables, which led to Iron Man 2, Sin City 2.
Those are big movies.
Those were big productions, and there's a lot of self-sabotage going on with Mickey. You know, I mean, there's a lot of childhood trauma there, and his upbringing, I understand, was pretty rough, but there's a lot of self-sabotage.
Yeah,
and he turned down Pulp Fiction. I understand.
Really,
there's a lot of stuff that he did turn down, but his manager notes that there was so much mold and water damage in Rourke's house that the furniture couldn't be moved out. And what they had to do was clean and salvage what they could and get it into storage. So they got him in a hotel, Eric, holed up at a place that starts at like $500 a night.
What are they doing with his wigs? They got the wigs.
I think the wigs are okay. Yeah.
How many dogs does the dude have?
3. He's got 3 dogs.
3. Okay.
So the bright side is, though, if there is one, is that some offers have come in for Mickey in the past few days. So this is, I like to see this. I'd like to see another.
Yeah,
I think he's got a couple more in him, man.
He's still got some juice behind him.
You know, Clint Eastwood's still working. He's 96 this year.
Jeez,
you know what I mean?
Wow. So, well, we're pulling for Mickey. Jackman Radio is a huge.
We love you, Mickey.
Supporter, and we're fans of Mickey Rourke and what he does. So, Mike told me today, National Lampoons is back, and they're doing a movie lampooning Hollywood.
Yeah,
and Mickey's in it. Alec Baldwin.
Danny Trejo,
Carrot Top, yeah.
And they're doing exaggerated versions of themselves. And there's one scene, I guess, where Mickey pulls a gun on a producer, and apparently that happened in real life.
And it's the actual guy he pulled the gun on.
That's what they say.
And he couldn't believe he got Rourke to reenact it.
That's what they say. So,
well, we'll look out for that one, Mike.
Yeah, you know, and read Carrie Otis's book about their tumultuous relationship. I mean, he atones for his mistakes and some of the decisions that he made.
He's alive, Mike.
Yeah, he's a human being. Yeah, exactly.
We love Rourke, though.
So we also watched Black Rabbit with Jason Bateman on Netflix. That was tremendous.
Yeah, one of the better shows I've seen in a while.
Dude, Bateman's hair, the wig they had him in. Speaking of wigs, dude, wigs are getting better and better. Forget about AI slop, and how about how great wigs are now, dude?
I know. They've come a long way.
They even had Jude Law, who he's been bald since Talented Mr. Ripley.
He's always been bald.
Yeah, he's bald.
Yeah. He's undeniable, though.
They had Jude Law and Jason Bateman playing brothers.
Yeah.
And then they do flashbacks of them when they're in a band together.
Yeah.
Dude, it's incredible.
Even more ridiculous wigs. I like that show, though. Jude Law, he plays a guy. He runs a restaurant in New York City. And his brother's troubled. He's Jason Bateman. He blew out of town a while back. He runs into trouble in Vegas. He comes back into town. He owes a lot of people money. He's got a lot of people after him.
But the mobster he owes money kind of had a hard on for his late mother.
Right. And he's deaf. The mobster's deaf. And his son's a heat up and an idiot, wants to prove himself to the dad and uses heavy-handed tactics against Bateman and the money that he owes.
That about sums it up.
And then hilarity ensues for 8 episodes.
Can you get the gun out of my face, please?
Oh, yeah.
Bateman's like, don't point the gun at me. Please don't cut my pinky off.
Yeah. Well, I liked it.
No, it was good.
Enjoyed it.
It held our attention for 8 episodes because it is hard to be attentive these days to stuff.
Everything's just crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I recommend that show. Definitely. It was good. It was good. It touched on some things, and it had more depth than most slop does.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean, it just showed you in New York City a lot of people who were trying to live that lifestyle and project a certain image, and
Mhm.
you know, they're just swimming in debt, and you know, they have failed marriages and
Yeah.
drugs, and you know, they burn the house down, and
Right.
you know, the mafia working with the police. I mean, the CIA and the mob working together.
Yeah.
Not a distant thing.
Sounds like Dallas leading up to Dealey Plaza.
And I want to promote next week. I'm in a new band.
Oh yeah, talk about your new band,
Yeah,
Mike.
so I took a break from music. I don't know, not that anyone I don't know who pays attention to what we're doing. I did a couple of projects on our YouTube. We did the Weezer Buddy Holly
Mm-hmm.
with some friends from Northern Stone, the band that I was in and helped create. It was in for 16 years. I left that project and just because I needed a break from music. I felt very burnt out and you know, not wanting to have the commitment be the way it was. And you know, and I'm very committed to music. I want to commit to it and give it my all, and I always do. But I didn't feel like I could continue, you know, on that same level, doing that many shows that often, and so I just needed to take a break, basically, and not really having any plan, other than maybe wanting to do some studio stuff. And got in touch with you know, an old friend, Jesse Nero, who has a jam space here, and just for fun went and jammed, and a couple other dudes showed up that I've been friends with for years, and we ended up just forming this project called Cardinal Lounge, kind of really just out of the blue. It wasn't like a planned thing, or we're having a lot of fun with it, and it's like a pretty stress-free endeavor.
Yeah.
And but we do have a big show coming up Saturday, January 17th at 8:00 at Harlow's Pub in Peterborough, New Hampshire. $10 at the door. And I think anybody who's a fan of Northern Stone, you know, my time in Northern Stone and rock and roll and everything from Elvis to Creed to great 90s music. You know, we all grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
So we definitely have a focus on like 90s and 90s alternative, but we like all different genres and eras. So it's going to be a great show. And I think, Eric, you'll be there.
I will definitely be there. Harlow's is an awesome venue. It's a historic, storied venue here in New Hampshire. A lot of cool acts have come through there. And they support local, you know, independent music.
That's where the Dresden Dolls did very early shows.
Right. Not corporate.
No. Yeah. Harlow's is still going, still, you know, a great place, great food, and great beer selection. So again, Saturday, January 17th at Harlow's Pub in Peterborough, New Hampshire.
Matt D says,
Come say hello.
How much are VIP tickets?
Who's Matt D?
They're just chatted in.
VIP? Well, I mean,
$10.
Yeah, $10 gets you in. Everybody who comes is a VIP.
Exactly.
You know, but if you come up and mention Jackman Radio, I'll give you the Lindsey Graham special.
Right, Lindsey Graham impression.
I'll give you the Lady G special. So that'll be fun. And I just noticed too, tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of David Bowie's passing.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
Yeah, we actually did a tribute to him when he passed away.
Oh, man, it's been
10 years ago.
10 years without Bowie.
Yeah.
Wow.
He drops Black Star, which is arguably one of the greatest albums of his whole career, and then dies like 4 days later.
Pop Smoke, like that week.
He knew it too.
Yeah. It was all part of it. There was a lot of symbolism, wasn't there?
It's a tremendous album, and the videos for Lazarus and Black Star, and unbelievable. So
wow.
You know, one of my favorite artists, and Labyrinth is being reissued and going to be in theaters this year for the 40th anniversary.
Really?
That'd be cool to see in theaters.
I'd definitely go see how big the bulge will be. David Bowie's bulge up on the big screen will be fucking very pronounced.
And this is before AI, so that bulge is
that's real.
Yeah,
or it's some kind of Jim Henson puppet mock-up that they put down there.
Mick Jagger confirmed the bulge, folks. Okay, Mick Jagger has confirmed the bulge. It's real. There was a lot of goblin slop and a lot of goblin slime within the labyrinth. That's where the deep state originated from, the oubliette.
Right. Nancy Pelosi was down there with Hillary Clinton and Comet Ping Pong.
She was the bag lady. She is literally the trash bag lady. If you look at it, that is Nancy Pelosi, folks.
Covered in goblin slime, folks.
Giving a peach, which was poisoned by Diddy, that makes Sarah go into a phantasmagoric dream, and just all these masquerade people going around. Eyes wide shut. This is pre-Stanley Kubrick, folks. Google it, Infowars.com. So yeah, Labyrinth's coming back out, and Bowie actually, they just opened up the largest installation, like museum for Bowie, and I think it's got 80,000 pieces.
Wow.
Memorabilia, clothing.
Where's that? New York?
Lyrics. I think it's in London.
Or London?
It's in England or New York. Someone out there wants to fact check that, but that would be a cool thing to do. But no, I was just reading today. Basically, Forbes does their top 10 list of dead musicians and celebrities that earn like the estates. And, Elvis, Michael Jackson, John Lennon are regularly in that.
Mm-hmm.
And Bowie was in the list right after he died, because a lot of his tunes went back in the charts. And Heroes just had a pop in the last week or so because of Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
But he was in there because his catalog sold a year or two ago. And I think it was for over $600 million, something like that. So, so the estate's still doing well. It's still,
they're doing so well.
It's doing incredible. I taught David Bowie everything he knows. His hair.
MAGA Stardust.
He's got
Ziggy MAGA Dust.
MAGA Stardust.
Yeah, MAGA Stardust.
That's incredible. Well, hey, we missed you, David Bowie. One of the best.
We'll be watching Labyrinth soon in your honor, for sure.
So Dan Bongino officially out of the FBI deputy director.
Deputy director of the FBI for, was it even a full year?
10 months.
Okay, 10 months. And wow, talked a lot of shit as a podcaster. Basically made his career on the Epstein stuff.
This Epstein stuff, this is major. These are rich people. Don't let this go. Now he's like, the black pillars, fuck you.
Yeah, gets in there, Mike, into the FBI.
He definitely killed himself, and Kash Patel's like, I have the news, brother.
God.
To my friend, Jeffrey Epstein. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in lockup.
Oh, my God. And now he's back to being a podcaster, a humble podcaster like we are. And
maybe you could be deputy director.
There kind of really is no deep state, Dan Bongino, right? You were in there and you looked underneath the hood.
He became the deep state.
Didn't find anything with Kash Patel, and no arrests need to be made with the Epstein enterprise. Although I saw that Les Wexner is being subpoenaed. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, I think there's a congressional subpoena.
Weren't they going to subpoena Bill and Hillary, and they don't want to do it?
Yeah,
what's the deal with that?
They're delaying that. They're blowing smoke and doing everything they can to avoid it. But no, I saw something about Wexner being subpoenaed. But all of it is just exhausting, man. I mean, all these people.
Wexner was mentioned as one of the
co-conspirators.
Co-conspirators.
Yeah, of course he is. It's his money.
If you watched our show the last 10 years,
however long,
when we had Maria Farmer on, who it's great to see Maria has been officially vindicated and validated. She went to the FBI and the NYPD in 1996 to complain about Epstein, and they did nothing.
Right.
Maybe that's because he was an FBI informant in Valhalla.
We'll see you in Valhalla, Epstein.
Yeah, Jeffrey, we'll see you at the island.
But yeah, they're all in there, and there's no arrests, there's no perp walks, and there's a lot of gaslighting. And we think the Epstein files are maybe under an oil field in Venezuela. It's possible.
They could be.
They could be there, wherever they are. We're going to bomb them. We're going to bomb the shit out of them. But yeah, it's business as usual, status quo. And we will just watch Bongino parlay the 10 months he did into juice into his podcasting career. Great. Awesome, man. Did a great job.
Yeah, it didn't sound like he really even unpacked his boxes while he was in there.
Yeah. It was when Bondi said there's no other files and we're not going to release. I mean,
well, first you said it's on her desk.
It's on her desk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. It's just a farce. It's a giant farce.
Farcical.
And they take us to be the biggest assholes and suckers in the world. And, just put the ball game on and shut up and watch your slop, which I've been guilty of lately. I've been watching the slop because sometimes you want to check out from it, man. I needed some checkout around the holiday season.
Yeah, I watched. I'm getting through the second part of the new season of Wednesday, Tim Burton's show with Jenna Ortega.
The Ortega psyop.
The Addams Family op.
Oh yeah,
that's a 60-year op.
Louis Gomez is the dad.
He's like, oh my baby, my little spider, oh my little. How's my little corpse doing today? Oh, Matricia, you're so cute.
You're my little ghoul, my gorgeous ghoul.
Yeah, seeing him and Catherine Zeta-Jones make out, kind of like
it's kind of disgusting.
Oh,
like Rosie.
You're my little spider.
Oh my God, Mike.
You're my little evil pumpkin.
Oh my God.
I know, it's amazing. No, the show is good though. I have to say.
You're enjoying it?
I like the show. It's got great cameos. It's got Brianna Tarth in there.
Okay.
It's got Christopher Lloyd's head in a jar
Wow.
as a professor at the school, and it's got Christina Ricci. There's cameos from like past Addams Family.
I see.
Stuff.
That's fun.
So it's fun, man. It's
little
just
Easter eggs.
You know, my psyop is better than your psyop.
Right.
I'm trying to find the psyop that works for me, and that one works for me.
Yeah, and so, I'm watching. I'm caught up on this show, The Diplomat, with Kerry Russell.
You've been all about that. Yeah, bring us to The Diplomat. Give us a treatise and what you like about it. What's it about?
You know, basically, Kerry Russell becomes the U.S. ambassador to England, and she goes over there with her husband, who was a highfalutin ambassador to a bunch of other countries, and they're always struggling to be the leader or the advisor or the more dominant one in the marriage. And they get over to England, and they both try to outshine each other or take the back seat, and that's like a dynamic of their marriage. She's being groomed to be vice president, she's told. I don't want to give too much of the show away.
But you like it? I mean, how does it compare to like Homeland or something like that, which is another show I know that you really like?
Yeah, I enjoyed Homeland, and we just watched the Claire Danes Beast in Me. That was good too. It's all this. It's like the same half a dozen skulls who are in everything.
Yeah, Matthew Rhys from The Americans.
Matthew Rhys was in that with Claire Danes in The Beast in Me, and then Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys were in The Americans, about the Russian spies,
which was a great show.
I love the Russian people. It's like the same 6 to 8 heads that they repurpose, and they tuck them and girdle them and spray something on them, or spray a wig on them.
Give them a good wig, yeah,
give them a good wig. Put them in different lighting. Maybe give them a different accent. But it's the same people. But
same 20 people.
I like The Diplomat. It's nice. It's just kind of silly, but interesting to see a show like that. And I can definitely tell people who've worked in that world have consulted on that show.
Yeah,
for sure. And basically what I get from it in my time working in and out of politics is people have very delicate and fragile egos, and will flip out over the stupidest, smallest thing and want credit for everything. So that's certainly confirmed in the time I've worked inside politics and on campaigns and around people of power and such. So very interesting.
Are you going to be a campaign advisor for Trump 28 for the third?
Yeah, term? Yeah, they have Damien's head in a jar, and they're going to put that up. I'll advise
that's going to run. Yeah,
we're going to Aquanet it. We'll get Aquanet for it.
It's going to be like Lenin eventually. I'm going to be 106. I'm going to be entombed in a nice glass case, but I'll be president for life and afterlife. Yeah. I like that. President for afterlife. That has a real ring to it.
Yeah, Bannon's like, Donald Trump's he's going to be president in 2028. He's going to be a third term.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
What so you think Kash Patel's doing a great job, right?
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Go be cops. Go be cops.
Now, is it true they're going to shut down the J. Edgar Hoover building? Is that like a real?
I thought you told me that.
Did they already shut it down?
I don't know.
It's going to be a museum with all of J. Edgar Hoover's favorite wedding dresses.
Oh God.
And we're going to have the Charlie Kirk Turning Point tent in there, and you can take selfies with Erica.
Oh,
did you see that?
Yeah. Was that the actual tent or was it a copy? Like a replica made to look like it?
I think it was a replica.
That'd be so ghoulish if they had the actual tent. I mean, it's just
the Kirk thing is a psyop, but I wonder what kind of what I don't know specifically.
Yeah,
I just know that there's something don't smell right.
Doesn't sit well.
You know what? That dog, as Jesse Ventura would say, that dog don't hunt.
That dog don't hunt.
Dude, Ventura surfaced.
Ventura's having a moment. Yeah, that's a good segue into this ICE shooting that happened in Minnesota. It's awful.
A couple of different angles too.
I saw a different film angle today, and the dude did walk in front of the car, but he couldn't you shoot tires out?
Yeah.
Couldn't you shot the tires out? I mean, I'm not in that position. I'm not in law enforcement.
We're not legal scholars.
It just, God.
Overall, it feels like a lot of, what is it? Jackboots.
Yeah, it's jackbooting. And Ventura said, man, it was funny. Ventura showed up to his Roosevelt High School there to support the students and the faculty. I guess ICE went to that high school.
Yeah.
To look for people. Yeah. And Ventura said, we live in a third world country now. It looks like a third world country.
Yeah, I might have to run for governor. But the thing is, he's been talking about running again for the last 20 years.
I only got one term. I think I deserve two.
He sounded like Trump. I'm owed another term.
And he looked like he was the janitor coming off his shift, coming out. They're like, no, that's the former governor. That's Jesse Ventura.
That's governor to you.
Governor to you. But what does he call Trump?
I don't refer to him by name. I call him the draft dodging coward because when it was his term to serve, he didn't go.
Me and my friends went to Southeast Asia. I was there for 18 months. I was in the Philippines the day Marcos declared martial law, and it was terrible. And it's happening here in America.
I'm glad to see the body in the mix, man.
Yeah, it was good to
we
see,
need
good
the
to
body,
see him come up and say something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
There's
He's
not,
younger than Trump.
Yeah, there's just not a very cohesive, powerful pushback to anything that Trump's doing, and I think that's why the Democrats keep losing.
Yeah.
Although they won, they had success there, those elections they just had, but
I think for 28 they might do well in the midterms. Actually,
Yeah.
if they run on economic issues and they run, on trying to reduce costs for stuff.
yeah,
And they got to move away from the identity shit.
Yep,
And
I think they are.
They need to talk to regular Americans. And
I think Newsom is going to mold into what he needs to be, Mike, to get power.
He's Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, he is.
Newsom's like, yeah, I got 10 gallons of hair gel in my hair right now, and I'm listening to Huey Lewis in the cars and Phil Collins, and I got to go return some videotapes. You want to like him.
I want to like Newsom. I want to like how much of a ladder climbing sociopath that he is, and
we hope you come on, Gavin.
Yeah, no, we'll there. I'll try and get him. He's invited on. We'll
be here.
Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him on. I like that he sat down with Charlie Kirk. That was good, But yeah, Newsom will say and do what he has to get power, and I think you're going to see a lot of the establishment and a lot of the big money donors they're going to get right behind Newsom.
I'd say right now he's the front runner.
Yeah. I think he's right now the odds-on favorite to be the nominee in 28. He's a capable politician, man. He's a dude's a knife fighter.
Do you see Vance as the son and heir for MAGA?
Yeah, at this point, right now, if I had to bet money, I'd say Vance is the guy for 28, and
Vance Rubio.
Maybe little Marco will be in there.
He's like, I'm doing this great stuff with Cuba,
and we're doing phone parties in Havana now because we took over. We sent little Marco in, and Cuba's never been better. But yeah, right now, I mean, a lot's going to happen in 3 years, and it's all ultimately just a clown show. It's it's a beauty pageant.
Yeah, nothing's going to change. Really,
ultimately, the same money interests are going to puppeteer and control anyone who gets in there. But the dissident voices, I like Ro Khanna. He's been saying a lot of great stuff. And
hey, him and Thomas Massey, man, I got to give both of those guys credit.
That's right.
With
Props
the Epstein stuff,
to him.
They didn't let it go.
Him and Massey for that, man. They really pushed that matter. And MTG, props to her. Props to Lauren Boebert. They broke from the real rigid, hardcore MAGA cult and showed that there was actually still a handful of people in Congress who have their own brains.
Now, there's a lot of people who want to see Trump go to jail after he leaves office. I want to see him get a late night show. Like, do you see
a late night show or a podcast?
So yeah. So I mean, do you see him as a host? Like,
oh, he has to. He has
the vein of like the Rat Pack,
in the mold of the Rat Pack or Johnny Carson. I want Trump to have the big desk, set it up like it's the Oval or Mar-a-Lago, and he needs to be the host. Yeah, he can't. He can't just fade noobs. He won't fade noobs.
They talk about Jimmy Carter's post presidency as being one of the greatest. I think the king, he leaves office in
January of 29
as an 82-year-old, going on 83.
Yeah, he'll be 82 going.
So just based on his, just based on my genes, my good genes with Sidney Sweeney, and my Scotch mother and my German father, that thing he could go. His post presidency could be 15 years.
Yeah, he could live to be 108, which God willing.
We pray that he does. So
we pray that he does.
All right, let's we're going to wrap things up, but before we do, let's do a couple chats.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to do a couple?
Love the space, man. What do you think? What do you guys think of the space? The new space. This is pretty cool. We've been working towards this for a long time, and we're really excited.
Fire Pixie says, is Baldwin going to murder someone on the set too?
Ooh, yeah, that's rough. That was an accidental discharge. I had nothing to do with it. Yeah, the gun was guiding me. Yeah, that was ugly.
Then we have James Edwards 7844 says Cuba, Colombia, Panama coming to a theater near you.
Yeah,
probably Panama.
McLovin.
Panama was 1989. Noriega.
McLovin. Yeah, Noriega. He was our guy till he wasn't.
You know what's interesting? The anniversary of the Panama thing was the day we got Maduro.
Yeah.
Did they love dates?
Yep, the Illuminati. They love anniversaries and dates.
You know what this is.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't pretend you don't know what this is.
Yeah, he's like, Jimmy. Right.
Fire Pixie says the 10th thing is stomach churning and in bad taste. I agree. what's this? Osa. So that looks familiar. I see a couple familiar faces live from the dementia ward. It's Donald live. Interesting, right? It could be like that movie In the Mouth of Madness, where Sam Neill is in the straitjacket at the end, and he's just like, hanging out watching his greatest hits.
Yeah,
and or like we did with my dad when he came downstairs, and
yep,
he was signing things in his underwear. Important business. Let's end on a positive note. Beautiful.
Yeah, and a big shout out to our friend Hawk Moses for helping us
Hawk
with this
Moses,
inaugural.
we love you.
This inaugural,
an Army veteran, a silver-haired fox, a tall drink of water,
just a great guy, overall.
A really talented guy. He did all this setup. He did all of our audio AV stuff here tonight. Let us know what you guys liked, what you want to see from 2026.
Any suggestions?
What you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all ears.
Yep, and we're going to do more of these where it's just Mike and I, and then we can get guests who are coming through New Hampshire. We will certainly, get them in here and get another microphone for them and get them here at the table and riff. So we got a lot of great people in mind who we want to invite in the show. But again, like we said up front, if you like what we're doing and want to support us, very easy. Become a monthly patron, $5, $10 a month, patreon.com/Jackman Radio. Your support means the world to us, and it will help keep us going and keep building this thing and growing it. And I'm psyched, man. This is really
exciting. Yeah, this
is what we've wanted to do. This is our 208th episode of the podcast.
That's right.
So it's
most podcasts fold after I think 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, people realize it takes some work.
So we're like the cockroaches on the Titanic or on somewhere where there's fire who survive. That's us. It's hard to kill. It's hard to kill us.
Right.
And we're also on Venmo, Mike Jackman 1986, and Eric's is
Senator Jackman 86. And follow Jackman Radio on X. On Instagram, it's Jackman Radio. My personal account is Senator Jackman. Say hi to me on there. Let us know what you think about this. And then we are in your ears on Spotify, on Podbean, on Apple, and iTunes. So, well, you can find us on there as well.
We love you all, and we'll see you in Valhalla.
Till next time. Thank you.